Hi everyone, thank you for clicking on this video. This is going to be a tutorial showing exactly how I did these feed-in cane rows, these long feed-ins on myself. Sometimes when I do this style, I get pain at the nape of my neck where the cane rows end, where they like move around and pull at the nape of my neck. So in this video, I'm also showing you a little hack to get rid of that pain. No soreness and no pain with the way that I've done it. And also how to make the braids look a bit more full rather than just looking like one layer of braids. As you can see, it looks like I've got a lot of braids on my head, although I only have 8 braids across the top. The hair that I use is from Spell Beauty, who are the sponsors of this video. I got the Expression hair, the pre-stretched version, which is now available on Spell Beauty. And as you can see, I've got a nice ombre blonde color. This color is called a natural blonde, but I'll speak more about the hair when we get into the video. So yeah, if you want all the deets, then stay tuned. So I'm starting on blow dried hair just to make my life a whole lot easier when it comes to parting and braiding my hair rather than trying to fight my way through all these curls. The hair that I'm using is Expression hair. I got it from Spell Beauty and they sell the pre-stretched hair and they have a wide range of colors. The color that I used, as you can see, is a lovely natural ombre blonde. The color is called Natural Blonde. Love it. This is the hair fresh out of the pack. This is one bundle and you get 2 of these bundles in one of the packs. So I used 3 bundles, which totaled 1.5 packs of hair. So this hair, a little bit does go a long way. You don't need loads of hair for this style. Other things that you'll need for this style is a rat tail comb, a couple of clips and hairbands to keep your hair up out the way. At the beginning of the video, I mentioned a little hack to avoid getting the soreness and pain at the nape of your neck when wearing this style. To avoid that, what I do is 1 row of knotless braids. So I put 4 braids along the nape of my neck. Knotless braids, they have more flexibility, more movement without pulling on the roots. Whereas cane rows, at the end of the cane row, if you do move them, they tend to pull and be less comfortable. So having just 1 row of knotless braids underneath the cane rows solves that problem, and it also makes the hair look better because it's so much more full with the braids at the back. So here's 1/2 of the cane rows done. So when it comes to parting, what I do to make sure that the braids are all the same size is I split the whole half of my head into half, and then I clip one of those sections up out the way. And then I split one of those halves in half again to get the partings for the actual braids themselves. So this is that 1/2 split into half, and those are the partings that I'm going to be using for the actual braid. And again, the section that I'm not going to be braiding at the time, I just clip out the way. Before I braid each section, I apply edge control all the way along the parting on both sides of the parting. Spell Beauty also sell hair products, so you can find a range of different edge controls on their website as well, so you can get everything you need for a braiding style. Then just to make sure that the hair is all smooth and going in the right direction, I just brush the edge control in with the rat tail comb. To show you the actual braiding, I'm going to show you the 2 braids on top just because it's easier to show you with the angles. So what I do first is part off the very front section where I begin the braid, and then of course I split that section into 3 to start the braid off. I do braid without picking up any hair a few times first, just because I think that makes the front of my hair look a lot tidier. When I do start picking up hair, I pick up really tiny pieces. I use my nail to kind of scrape the hair up in between my finger and thumb and then continue to braid. And I do this about 1 to 2 inches back before adding any braiding hair because it makes it look a bit more natural. I mean, I'm not going to say natural because everyone knows that this is not my real hair, but it just makes it look a bit more seamless. So this is when I'm going to be adding in hair. I grab a small section of braiding hair and loop it between my finger and thumb so that 1/2 goes over the top of my finger and 1/2 is underneath my finger. And then I just continue braiding as normal, making sure I grip that section really nice and tight so that the braiding hair doesn't slip out. Then when I get to the other side, I add in hair as normal and continue to braid. Add in real hair as normal, continue to braid. And then when I get back to the same side that I added hair in before, then I grab another bit of hair and add it into the braid. I always add hair onto the same side of the braid. So as you can see, pinch it between my finger and thumb. One half is underneath my finger, one half is on top of my finger, and then I just continue to braid as normal. As I get further back, I add the pieces of hair in closer together, because then it doesn't matter if the braid is slightly thicker because we're towards the back of the head. But I just don't like to do it every time I braid at the front, because it makes it more of a gradual look when it comes to the thickness of the braid. I like it to get gradually thicker rather than all of a sudden. So I loop it between my finger and thumb, one half underneath, one half on top, and continue to braid. With each piece that I add a slightly bigger piece than the one before. This helps with the gradual increase in thickness as well. In the cane row part, I add about 6 pieces of hair, and then when I get to about this part on the back of my head, I don't add in any more hair into the cane row part of the braid, just because I don't want it to be too thick on the back and just to keep it nice and tidy on the back. So then without adding in any braiding hair, I just continue to cane row all the way down until the end of the section. So now I've reached the end of the section where it's going to be cane rowed, and now we're just going to end the braid as like a normal braid. So now that the cane row is finished, I'm just going to begin adding in hair again. So here you can see I've looped braiding hair in between my finger and thumb the same way I did before, and then continued to braid. So here, adding in braiding hair, looping it between my finger and thumb, and continuing to braid. Once the braid is long enough to pull round the front, I do that because it just makes it a lot more easier to braid rather than having your arms going all the way back. So I bring it over my shoulder and continue to braid over my shoulder where it's in front of me, just so it's a lot easier. Here what I'm doing is adding edge control onto the ends of my hair, and as you can see, that makes my hair stick to the braiding hair and avoids my hair poking out of the braid too much. And to add the braiding hair, I just pinch it in between my finger and thumb and then continue to braid as normal. And I continue to do this until I get the desired thickness and desired length of the braid that I want. And then once I've got that, I stop adding in the hair and I just braid all the way down to the end of the hair. Okay, so I'll go over that again with the final braid, but I'll just speed it up a little bit this time. So here you can see that I'm just cane rowing back with just my real hair first, picking up nice small sections to keep it nice and tidy. Then when I get 1 to 2 inches back, I begin adding in the braiding hair, smaller sections at first, and as I get further back in the cane row, then I pick up bigger sections of hair. So pinch it between my finger and thumb, one section underneath, one over the top, and then I continue to braid as normal. Scoop in my real hair, continue to braid, scoop in my real hair, continue to braid, and then add in some more braiding hair. And I continue to cane row down to the end of the section, and then once it turns into a normal braid, I begin adding in braiding hair again until I get the desired length that I want. With the expression pre-stretched hair, as you can see, it naturally makes the braid thinner at the end without me having to do any work to feather it or make it nice and thin on the ends. This is what the braids look like before I've dipped it in hot water. As you can see, they're a bit stiff, not much movement. And this is it after I've dipped it in hot water. So I definitely recommend dipping your hair in hot water when you finish braiding. It just gives it a lot of movement, seals it all together, makes it look nice and tidy. And this is the final look. I hope you found that helpful. It is super hard to film and describe doing these things, but I hope that was clear. If you did find it helpful, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and make sure that you head over to Spell Beauty and check out all the different colors and the different options that they have for braiding hair and all the different products. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.